Hi again, folks. Dr. Tom McNamara here for our course in Prep for College Math. In this video we are going to discuss working with these things called mixed numbers. In particular, we're going to work with multiplying and dividing mixed numbers. In a later video we will be working with adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So I guess first things first, it would be to discuss what a mixed number actually is. So an example of a mixed number would be something like 3 1/4. Okay, so a mixed number has a whole number part. In this case, the 3 is the whole number part of the mixed number, and it has a fraction part. So it's a mix of whole numbers and fractions, hence mixed number. We do have to be careful to remember that in this context, this means 3 plus 1/4. You remember back when I introduced this number, I said 3 1/4. It really means 3 plus 1/4. So a couple of things I'll need you to be able to do when you're through with this lesson. First is to be able to convert between a mixed number and a fraction. Most of the times when we do arithmetic, it's actually easier to do the arithmetic with fractions, so we'll be doing a lot of converting. Mixed numbers are really good, I find, when we're comparing two things. Okay, so let's go ahead and convert this mixed number right here to a fraction. So 3 1/4, as we see it up here, is equal to 3 plus 1/4. This is adding fractions. Remember, every whole number is a fraction with a 1 in the bottom. So this is equal to 12/4 plus 1/4. Of course, what I did there was find a common denominator. If you're adding fractions, they have to have the same denominator. We already know that from some previous work. So this is equal to 13/4. Okay, now I'll show you a little trick here to avoid doing all these steps. What I typically do is I take the denominator here, I multiply by this whole number part. Is that showing up there? Okay, good. So I take the 4, multiply by the 3, and then I add the 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13, and then we put that over our denominator. Okay, so if we were to do another example of a mixed number, and we just did it the quick way, let's say I had the mixed number 2 3/8. Okay, well, if I do that procedure I just showed you, 8 times 2 is 16, plus the 3 is 19, so 19/8. Okay? So, very quick process, multiply, and then add, and that'll let you very quickly convert your mixed number to a fraction. Now, I'll also need you to be able to go the other way and convert a fraction to a mixed number. Okay, now, when we're doing this type of conversion, we're really talking about a quote-unquote improper fraction. That's a fraction where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay, so for example, 13/5. That is an improper fraction. If I were to convert that improper fraction to a mixed number, here's how I do it. I take the 5 and I divide into the 13. Okay, 5 goes into 13 2 times with a remainder of 3. Here's your whole number part. The quotient is your whole number part. This is telling you the numerator in your fraction part. So this is 2 3/5. Okay, and of course, you can always check by going backwards. If we apply the procedure that we just discussed for going to a fraction from a mixed number, 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 3 is 13/5. Okay? Let's do another quick example of taking a fraction. and converting it to a mixed number. Let's do something a little bigger. Let's do 253 over 3. So once again, improper fraction, we'll do the division, 253. Okay, so 3 doesn't go into 2 at all. 3 goes into 25 8 times, because we know 3 times 8 is 24. There's 1 left over, that's 13. 3 goes into 13 4 times, that's 12. Once again, 1 left over. So here we get 84 as our whole number part and 1/3 as our fraction part. So the mixed number is 84 and 1/3. Now when you are doing operations with mixed numbers, multiplying and dividing them specifically, I would recommend you convert your mixed numbers to fractions and do the arithmetic that way. For example, let's take this mixed number. Let's do 2 3/5, and we're going to take that mixed number and we're going to multiply it by 4 and 8/9. Okay, so I'm going to convert each of these mixed numbers to fractions using that procedure we discussed before. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 3 is 13. So that first mixed number becomes 13 over 5. This next one, 9 times 4, 36, plus the 8, 44. That second mixed number is 44 over 9. Okay? And now we're multiplying fractions, which is something we've already discussed, and it's easy. You multiply fractions straight across. So my numerator is going to be 13 times 44. My denominator is going to be 5 times 9. Okay, there's not going to be any cancellations here, right? This is 4 times 11. There's no factors of 2 down here. There's no factors of 11, so no canceling, and the 13 is prime. So I just need to do 44 times 13. I'll do a quick calculation here. 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 4 is another 12, 132 is 0, 4, 4, 572. So we get 572 over 49. Now, if we really want the mixed number answer, we can take this fraction and convert it back. Okay, so if I go 49 into 572, okay, 49 goes into 5, not at all. 49 is way bigger than 5. 49 does go into 57 one time. If we do the subtraction here, that's an 8, 82. Okay. Oh, 49, guys. 45. That should have been a 5. 45. 45. 45. So now that is 1, 2, 2. Okay. I was paying attention to the 9. It should have been 5 times 9 for 45. Okay. So, now that I've corrected that, I can actually get the correct answer here. So 45 goes into 122 twice. 2 times 45 is 90. And I get 32 when I do the subtraction there. Make that a 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. So this whole number part, 12, 32 over 45. Okay? So 12 and 32 over 45. So the key idea is that when we are working with these mixed numbers, convert them to fractions and do the operation with the fractions. Okay, so as I've mentioned a few times in these videos, the work we're going to do builds on the work we've done before. So working with mixed numbers builds on what we know about fractions. We know how to multiply and divide fractions already. To multiply, straight across. How do you divide fractions? You multiply by the reciprocal, okay? So if you're dividing mixed numbers, turn them into fractions and divide the fractions. Okay, so we know how to do both of these things. Okay, so I'll post a subsequent video dealing with adding and subtracting.